Hey everybody, this is Waytofail back with more Scrolls King of the Beta action. Round G, Game 2, Ava versus Ghostbomb. And for Game 1, it really got away from Ava before it could get started. Typically, structure versus structure games go on a long time because both players get their walls up. And you'd think that the Tick Bomb may have favored Ava, but Ghostbomb's early game was just too much, and he was able to get his spots where he's able to before Ava could really put up any defenses, so a surprisingly fast game here. And for Game 2, Ava has selected his Decay deck, which is an interesting choice, but you look at Ghostbomb's deck, and once again, it does have a lot of smaller creatures, but it does try and rely on automatons between the forges and otherwise, so Ava with Infectious Blight could possibly get some work out of that. Bloodline Taint could come into play as well. And the Mire Curses, I'm a little surprised that Ava has brought 3 of them, but considering Ghostbomb is playing a structure deck, that could actually work quite in his favor because that's going to limit the ability for Ghostbomb to move or potentially position his units. Otherwise, if there's one worry that I have about this deck, it's will those Harvesters with only 4 health be able to push through the structures? Because Harvesters, you can really only get them to attack if you can kill other units, and you're going to have to get some good plays and keep those Harvesters on the board. So it'll be interesting to see. Let's go ahead and get this one started. And here we go with Game 2. Once again, Ava on the left, Ghostbomb on the right. We're watching a post-game replay here using a very nice replay mod, but it does fly through cards a little quickly, so I'm going to try and pause and talk here. Ava and Ghostbomb both sacrificing for resources. This is a Decay versus Energy matchup. And Ghostbomb electing to keep his hand, and already once again turn 1 Dust Runner. Not always as effective against Decay, but you like having it when you can here. Of course, Ava does have a Soul Steal in hand, does have a Languid. Both of those are hard counters to Dust Runner, but at least it could be a chump blocker. So Ghostbomb ditching the Spark, because there's not a lot to direct damage at this point, and gets a Hired Smuggler out as well. You always want to protect that Dust Runner when you can. But Ava, what options does he have? Plenty of them. He could Soul Steal here, and he elects to do so, so at least that's a 1-for-1, you could say. Or maybe you couldn't say, but regardless, he does get 1 creature. Doesn't always do a lot, especially if Ghostbomb does get some of his structures out. That could just do damage to the board, like that Ether Pump that's in his hand, but right now, Storm Runner could be the way to go. But Ava, does he have a solution? He has 2 Languids. That's about as good of a solution as you can get. So this Hired Smuggler is not going to be able to pillage to draw a scroll. This Storm Runner is not going to be able to lob and do anything. So 2 Languids, 2 card draws. Much better play at the start here from Ava, having a little bit more early game here. But Ghostbomb, what's he going to do? He's going to drop the Ether Pump, and he's going to put 5 health in front of it. So congratulations, you just turned these creatures into chump blockers, and once again, Pillage does not work if you do not deal damage. So no extra structure card for Ghostbomb, but Mire Curse. Like I said before, that could come into play if Ghostbomb crowds the board. You're not going to really be able to move around structures very much. And sure enough, Mire Curse, which deals 1 poison damage, it's not actually a curse. But he's going to either have to take some damage on the Storm Runner or just move it. And he elects to move it. But that's a good top deck. A 2nd Ether Pump for Ghostbomb. So that 1 Ether Pump by itself, kind of manageable. 2 Ether Pumps, you got to start dealing with that in a hurry. And can this hand do it? He does have a Curse Monger. You kind of need to get things on the board, but Infectious Blight is going to be okay because there are some humans, some tribesmen, but I mean, right now, these guys are not even going to be able to attack or anything. Ghostbomb could just sit out 3 turns and wait for this to go away without playing a single thing, so I don't know if I necessarily agree with the Infectious Blight there. Especially when Ava has some creatures to play. Curse Monger can be good, but you want to challenge these Ether Pumps if you can, because right now, this poor Marshambler is going to die. And wait a minute. So the Storm Runner has Infectious Blight. It's not going to jump to anybody. And that Marshambler just killed the other target. So Ava really not putting himself in a very good position to succeed there. Ghostbomb, on the other hand, 2 Ether Pumps. Now you got to worry about the Witch Doctor. It's not going to be able to summon anything from the Marshambler, but Dust Runner out front. Ghostbomb does have some hard removal. Once again, does have the Blind Rage. The Ether Pumps are going to go off bit by bit and do some damage here. You just want those Ether Pumps to try and stay alive. So Ava with an Oblivion Seeker. And doing some damage to 1 Ether Pump. So that's 1 Ether Pump that is a little bit threatened. What do we got here? An Automata Forge and Ghostbomb. Is he going to put it in a position to protect his unit. No, he puts a Blind Rage out instead. And that's a nice play here. Some really good direct damage. That lets the Ether Pump go. And that is a cleaned up Witch Doctor. For those of you who may have missed it, target deals damage equal to its countdown to adjacent units. And that Witch Doctor was not a happy camper because it took 3 damage from the Tribesmen. So tough luck for Ava there. That Witch Doctor could have done a lot of work and instead just gets removed. So there's a Blight Bearer for Ava. Once again, you got the Oblivion Seeker. That could be some card draw, but Ava's not hitting his Harvesters yet, and you really need that relentless damage to push through these kind of lines. Instead, you get an Iron Whip, and that's 3 health. That's within Dustburner. Yeah, that Blight Bear is going to poison everybody, but, oh, you know, that's a dead Blight Bear. At this point, Ghostbomb not respecting the card draw for Ava. Just instead being willing to try and take out creatures as much as you can, and why blame them? This is a structure deck. It's supposed to control the board and come over the top. Last game, I'd call an anomaly, being able to win so hard in the early game, but oh no, a 3rd Ether Pump for Ghostbomb too. And is he going to play it? 3 Ether Pumps, if you can't stop the rolling damage, could be really tough here, and he's actually going to drop it. Ether Pump right front and center, right in the middle, trying to avoid the Mire Curse that's right here. This Dustrunner is going to die to poison eventually, but not before it's just 1 health Ilmire Tribesman left. And yes, Ava gets a lot of cards, but let's take a moment to look in his hands. He has a Necrogeddon. That's not going to get him out. He has Harvesters in here. Where are they? Lifestealer could be good. Cursed Presence, Infectious Blight. Those are things that can play nicely together, but there's not a lot of... Infectious Blight jumps from creature to creature, and there's not a lot of creatures on the board right now. So what is Ava's solution? He has a lot of cards, but not necessarily the cards he's looking for. So there's a Lifestealer. To Ava's credit, he has stopped Ghostbomb from doing idle damage at this point. So that's a plus. And Ghostbomb getting a Bombard that he'll probably want to pocket later, but for now, he can just pump out units. And be pretty good. Doesn't even need to play anything. Doesn't even elect to play the Oculus Cannon. Or does he? He can. He has the 3 resources. No, he just sits on it. So that's interesting. I guess wind away. But then again, these areas are not too great to put it because of the Mire Curse. So Cursemonger out here. Infectious Blight jumping around from unit to unit. Ghostbomb's going to have to be a little careful putting anything out here. And there is a Structure Artillery Oculus Cannon. It's right next to the Mire Curse, but it's going to be overdrived and it is going to do damage. I guess Ghostbomb being willing to take the trade or just forgetting that this has Mire Curse. But considering Ghostbomb and why he's here, I'm going to assume he's not making the kind of play I'd make. And remembers there's a Mire Curse. So there's another Witch Doctor and Cursed Presence as well. Cursed Presence, unfortunately, on 1 unit, and you kind of hate to put Curse 4 on a Gun Automaton of all things, because that's the one that got summoned from there. So it's free practically. So there's a burn. There's a burn on the Witch Doctor, as I was saying. That's essentially a removal spell on a free unit that was pumped out by a structure. Not great for Ava from the card advantage perspective. What do we got here? Unfortunately, this is what I was talking about. Rolling Ether Pumps. One of the oldest strategies in Scrolls, and guess what? Ghostbomb is still making it work. As we get out of the beta, we go back to one of the traditional kind of, how do I deal with it? Ava getting out Halls, and what's Halls going to do? It's going to let him get through some Scrolls, but we're going to see if he can maybe finally find something in his deck that will let him deal with this, because 3 Ether Pumps is not good when you're Decay and you have 2 Harvesters in your hand, and not a lot that you can actually kill, because they have 4 health. It's very possible they could just die to a pretty bad Bombard or something else. Even an Iron Whip, even a other direct damage that Ghostbomb might have. But there's a Bombard, and this Oculus Cannon is not going to go without a fight. A little unfortunate that this did not get summoned first, but more idle damage. And what was I saying before? Ava had a clean board. Now, not so much. And here is a Sift, and he is electing to take. Unfortunately, you can't see what gets sifted until it pops out over here. An Ilmire Tribesman, and there's a Bloodline Taint. That's good on the Automata. And there's a Harvester as well. But can Ava babysit enough to keep it alive? He puts it in hyper once again. We ran into this last game, and this is another issue here. If Ghostbomb gets some kind of Bombard or gets some kind of crazy play here, he could end this game right now if he gets the right cards in his hand. Well, at least not with the Infectious Blight, so maybe not so much. But Ghostbomb being pretty close to taking full control of this game. And I know you want the Harvester to survive, but just putting it completely out of harm's way means that if Ava is able to kill everything on this board as he's sifting through more scrolls and elects to pick up what this time? Elects to pick up a Bloodline Taint, or at least picks it up there and sacrifices for other scrolls. What does this Harvester do for him down here? It could take out some of these units and stays in relative safety. But Ava's on 9 resources. He's got to make something work in a hurry. There is another Bloodline Taint. That's a start. There's another Infectious Blight, excuse me. There's a start as more units getting blown up by poison. If Ghostbomb doesn't summon a single unit, both of those Infectious Blights will disappear. He gets an Oculus Cannon, which does not get blighted. And is he going to do anything to... Oh, no. Oh, that poor Harvester is just... Once again, energy has so much removal of this kind here as we have 2 Ether Pumps here. That's going to do the lethal damage to that Harvester. Harvester used to be 6 health. It was a lot sturdy, a lot stronger, but it's still 3 resources, 4 health. And trust me, that's fine. But typically you want to use it more against decks that have a lot of creatures out, and Ghostbomb does have plenty of creatures, but not a lot of things that you can actually kill pretty reliably. So this is what you want from an energy wall deck, structure deck. You want to be able to block as many idols as possible, as those Infectious Blights are just going to be hopping around the gun automatons. Once again, if Ghostbomb doesn't summon anything, this could be game over, but this could be game over anyway. Does he actually, can he actually end it here? I don't think he can. He doesn't have anything to speed up anything, but he can certainly control the board. And interesting that he's actually putting the Copper Automaton here just as a chump blocker, but to block what? This Oculus Cannon just took out everything, so this is not what you want to see as decay. You have all kinds of creatures on the board. There's 2 Infectious Blights, yes, but Ava having his idol stared down by the wall of death from Ghostbomb. What can he do here? There's a Mire Curse. So he has multiple Mire Curses all over the board and a Bloodline Taint just in the nick of time. Is this Harvester actually going to be able to go off? That could work. That could work very well. As 1, 2 Infectious Blights hopping. All kinds of poison damage going. The Infectious Blights are gone, but so is the Automata threat. Right now, 1 idol is going to take another damage as he gets an Echomaton out. And paying for more energy just to prompt this game at least more competitive, but Ava able to swing his way back into it, but he's got to kill 1 more creature with the Damning Curse. There we go. Harvester is a go. Curse Presence is a go. 1 Oculus Cannon is going to be down. Another Harvester, but unfortunately he's not using it to defend his idol, but I mean, at this rate, just getting 1 Harvester attack as it goes rah, 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 through the board. Sorry I missed it, guys. That's still good. That still puts him in a better position. 2 Harvesters are nice. 1 Ether Pump is down, so he's going to have to get through a few more cooldowns of this to see. So another Echomaton. Just more creatures on the board. These, as long as these forges can keep pumping, Ghostbomb can afford to be patient. He still hasn't taken a lot of idle damage, so it's not a good game by any stretch of the imagination. So Ava with the Soul Steal. He does have a Necrogeddon in hand. I do not think this is an ideal Necrogeddon turn, but he does it anyway. I mean, it's defensible, don't get me wrong. You have the Ether Pumps here, you have the Echomaton, you can clear the something. He's not even going for the Ether Pumps, he's going for the Echomaton, for the Automata Forge. This rolling damage, though, is going to be really a pain to these husks. I mean, you don't want the Automata Forgers to keep going, but they only spit out units a few at a time. This is constant damage, although that one is Mire Curse, so it does stop a little bit of the board. So I understand Ava's position there. But Fury, and 2 Furies, that lowers the cooldowns of the structures. And, oh no, 1 idol down, 2 idols down. And here goes the pumps. Once again, one of the oldest games in the Book and Scrolls. Kaboom. Clear board for Ghostbomb. What do you do if you're Ava at this point? You have another Necrogeddon, but not a lot to play. He's on 10 resources, and there's a 1 health idol up here. Okay, he is blocking with the Loyal Darkling. And this will turn into 2 things as long as the Witch Doctor's still alive. And Ghostbomb not running Violent Dispersals in this deck, so he can't just kill things outright. He does have a Spark. But another thing to keep in mind, kind of an underrated part of this, is that because these Ether Pumps are in the back, they will do their damage last. They'll attack after these things, so you can't just rely on the Ether Pumps to clear on the same turn. Ghostbomb's got to find another way, whether it's Bombard, Stormrunner, to take this out. And he is on 7 resources. He could throw a Stormrunner up here and make that work. He could throw the Gun Automaton in here and make this work. In fact, he is just going to take down the 1 idol. All you got to do is clear this at least once. And that's how you do it. Ava not electing to defend with the Witch Doctor up here, but in the end, it's just Ghostbomb leading the way, leading the charge, winning round G in convincing fashion. This game taking quite a bit longer, 21 rounds, but Ghostbomb really in control for most of it. Ava able to claw his way back on the Harvester play, but in the end, it is Ghostbomb carrying the day, advancing and moving on, and Scrolls King of the Beta, the tournament. You can get the t-shirt somewhere, maybe. I don't know. But that's it for now. This is Waytofail with Scrolls King of the Beta. Feel free to check out more of the tournament on Scrolls Tournaments. If you want to check out any of my stuff on my channel related to Scrolls or otherwise, there's info for that in the comments. But otherwise, thank you for watching the tournament. See you next time as we delve deeper and deeper and see if we can crown a champion for the whole beta. That's how you do it. Take care.